Hello and welcome to a Watches. This is 28 days later. So it's October. So for the whole month of October, I'm going to be doing horror movies, which is good because for me, I haven't really had much experience with a lot of horror movies. You know, the only ones I've seen are kind of Get Out, Hereditary, and Midsummer. But this is kind of a genre that I'm very week in, I guess, that I haven't seen a lot. So that means there's a lot of movies that I can do first time reactions to. So I'm going to throw up a schedule for what I'll be doing during October. I'm doing 28 Days Later, Train to Busan, The Lighthouse, Aliens, and Coraline, and those are all going to be first time reactions. So in terms of 28 Days Later, I know it's a zombie film. It's set in London / the UK. Cillian Murphy is the main character. This is kind of like his breakout performance, I'm pretty sure. I'm just looking forward to it. It's kind of like one of these classic films that I haven't seen. Like, it's one of the best in the genre for like zombie films, I'm pretty sure. You know, I haven't seen a lot of zombie stuff. Like Shaun of the Dead, you know, that probably references this, and I know the soundtrack is very good for this, and it gets used in a lot of other things as well. It's like one of those soundtracks that gets used around a lot, like another Cillian Murphy film, Sunshine, where they use the songs from that in a lot of other media as well. So I'm looking forward to this. So before I get into it, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get Train to Busan right now. You can get full-length timer-based reactions, so you can see anything that I cut out in the YouTube edit, and you can see polls, so you can vote for what's next. So yeah, let's just jump into 28 Days Later. Okay, starting off with some like found footage. I know the main character, he like starts off in a coma and he wakes up after the apocalypse has all happened, right? He was like wakes up mid everything happening. So I'm guessing this is just kind of like showing us a few glimpses of the event. Just a lot of panic by the public, just around the world. There's other countries as well. It's not just the UK. You think the UK could be a bit safer because we're an island, but who knows? Oh, a monkey? He's watching all of this? Analyzing his brain. Is this what causes the outbreak? Something like reminds me of like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. It all starts from a virus from a monkey. Is that what this is? Are they like animal activists or environmental activists?
Chimps are infected. They're highly contagious.
Okay.
Infected with what?
Rage.
Okay. He's gonna attack her, yeah. That's the first bite. So were they infected with this on purpose so they can try and find a cure? Did like some governments already know about the virus? He's not gonna have the guts to do it, is he? So is the virus just gonna be called Rage throughout? And 28 days later, that's when we start off. This is him just waking up. Oh, okay. He's shaved on one side of his head. Like maybe he had a tumor or something, a brain tumor. Yeah, so the whole hospital's just been ravaged and abandoned. Oh, did they lock the door on him to try and keep him alive? Whoever was looking after him. Okay, he found something to wear at least. Yeah, so I wonder if this movie is just going to be all about survival, or I don't feel like it's the type of movie where it's going to be about finding a cure, you know? Because some movies are like about that, like World War Z was all about finding a cure. But it seems like maybe it's just going to be him wandering, trying to survive. The whole place just seems abandoned. Like, you would have thought there'd be more zombies walking about or something, you know? Unless there's a reason why they're not about. Some great still shots of just London completely abandoned. It's eerie, isn't it? Because it's somewhere where you know it should be packed with people. Yeah, that's just like an iconic shot, isn't it? Him with Big Ben behind. And they had to close the bridge for this filming, didn't they? It's cool seeing something like this. That's somewhere, you know, a lot of things are usually set in America. But it's cool seeing it set in London, where I actually know some of these places that he's going. Money's not going to be an issue. You don't need to collect money. Yeah, kind of useless. He must run into some people eventually, or a zombie eventually. Don't want to make a lot of sound. This might be his first zombie encounter. The music's kind of picking up. Evacuation. The music's like ramping up and up. So is the whole place abandoned? They were all evacuated? Where were they all going? That's a cool shot, him trapped in the bottom corner like that. And now you've got like a Dutch angle, him walking around. The end is nigh. Fucking nigh. The end is extremely fucking nigh. Are these all bodies? What happened here? I love this framing. Him always in like the bottom corners of stuff. What happened? How did they all die?
Hello?
Are they zombies?
Hello?
They look like zombies the way they turn like that. And we're just staring at him at mouth for gore.
Father?
Oh, is he actually keeping his Irish accent for this? Good, he had something heavy in that bag.
Done that. I shouldn't have done that.
No, you should have done that. You're fine. You just need to get out of there. Did they all die in that church somehow and all turned into zombies? Or did the zombies just... were they attracted there to those bodies? So they're all fast. They're fast running zombies as well, it looked like. Like proper chasing after him. Someone's helping. Okay, so there's some people helping him at least. There are other survivors. Is that the brightest thing to do right by a petrol station? That's probably where they got the fuel for those Molotov cocktails from, perhaps.
Keep going! Just shut up!
Or are they going to blow up the whole thing? Okay, so let's blow up the thing. That will attract a lot of them though, wouldn't it? 'Cause that's such a loud moment. I noticed the people that had like gas masks on, probably to help not get infected. Or going underground. That's Canary Wharf, isn't it? Oh, and then they can keep the shutters closed, yeah.
Man walks into a bar with a giraffe. You can't leave that lion there.
It's not a lion, it's a giraffe.
It's a giraffe.
Heard that one before.
It's completely humorless.
Something in the blood. By the time they tried to evacuate the cities, it was already too late.
Yeah. A bit topical. The government taking action too late with an infection. Never heard that happen before.
For infection in Paris and New York.
So it spread to other countries as well.
What about the government? What are they doing?
There's no government.
Of course there's a government.
No, just disbanded.
The government, they're in a bunker or a plane.
No TV, no radio, no electricity.
No electricity, yeah.
No one ever comes back.
Gotta play it safe.
You never go anywhere alone unless you've got no choice.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
Only travel during daylight.
Where you have the best visibility. These lessons are definitely going to be broken at some point, aren't they? It's the only food they have, all packaged up stuff as well now. It's in 28 days, most food is out of date. So it's all going to be canned or packaged like that. And that adds to the problem because you're like malnourished.
Okay.
Okay, so it wasn't far for them to get to the house, yeah. They actually did it right away almost. But looks abandoned. The family kind of left without thinking about him. Maybe they were the ones who left the key under the door for him. They locked him in there. They saved him. That might have been like the last thing they did, you know? Is there a bad smell? That might mean bodies. Is there a body there? Oh yeah, look at them. They look so old. Oh, they just took some pills to end it. They died with a photo of him in their hand.
Buy our way onto a plane.
Yeah.
I remember my dad had all this cash. Cash was completely useless. About 20,000 other people had the same idea.
Yeah. At a certain point, it just shows how much money is just kind of like this intangible thing. It doesn't have any real value unless we give it value.
Soft. I was standing on all these people. People who have fallen and
They're all being trampled
no one could run.
throughout the whole crowd, yeah.
More people, so I did that. I climbed and I got up on top of this kiosk. Which faces were infected and which weren't.
Yeah. Who's that person in the top left? There's like some lips burnt in or something. What's going on there? Maybe that was just something with the formatting. It wasn't supposed to be in that aspect ratio. Don't know. What's he doing? Are they on cycles, you know, someone staying up and someone on shifts? Some to sleep, one awake. Oh, some home videotapes. They're really just like twisting the knife with this family bit. Showing even more backstory. Oh, and someone hurts it, yeah. Didn't get any blood on him. A lot of like quick cuts. Oh, he's got blood on him to wash it all off.
You were bitten. Blood get in your mouth. Mark.
Mark's got a cut.
Wait.
Oh, she's just... Oh, no hesitation. Was she just cutting off his arm or she just killed him?
More infected will be coming. They always do.
Yeah. Oh, there's loads of noise. The shattered glass and the screams. It looked like... I don't know if Mark was bitter, but even if he wasn't, if blood got into that wound, you know, there's so much blood there, you couldn't tell what was his and what was from the zombies.
I could see in his face.
Yeah.
Look, if someone gets infected, you've got between 10 and 20 seconds to kill them.
10 and 20 seconds, that's all it is.
Do in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Someone's got electricity. Sending out a beacon. There might be Morse code, I don't know. Like barriers up to keep people out.
What is it about tower blocks and shopping trolleys, huh?
Yeah, depending on the mobility of the zombies, that's quite a good barrier you have to climb over. But it means you, if one's chasing you, you can't really escape it.
Now, I do need a break, by the way.
Yeah, he's been in hospital in a coma for like a month, and then straight away he's doing all this running, climbing stairs. The infected just jumped right over that.
Down the corridor, flat 157.
157. Got a big ass riot shield. Some good bit of kit to have. I wonder if that guy was a police officer. He just chucked him over the edge, yeah. I don't know why there's something that I don't quite trust with them. Like, maybe they're bringing people in so they can eat them, or it feels like there's something darker here going on. Maybe the mum is like a zombie and they're keeping the mum in one of the rooms.
No, it isn't much, but, well, cheers.
It just seems like something's off. Or maybe I'm just skeptical of everyone because of, you know, the situation. He probably should have not shaved because he's got all these open wounds now for blood to go in, you know. Did they drink some of the fish water?
Well, that's nice, but you should be more concerned about whether they're going to slow you down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'd leave them behind.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. Then you're going to wind up getting yourself killed.
Can't get too attached. She's just like all about survival. It's a good mentality to have, really, in this situation. But you do need some camaraderie, don't you? Collecting rainwater?
You drink it, it evaporates, turns stagnant. It rained in 10 days. Rained so badly. Not in fucking England.
You know, the stereotype that it always rains here isn't actually that true. There's a lot of countries that rain a lot more than us. Especially in the summer, we have a lot of days in a row, like, no rain at all.
The answer to infection is here. The 42nd blockade, the M602, 27 miles northeast of Manchester. You must...
Northeast of Manchester, though. All the way up to Manchester.
They had 2-3 days to get up there.
If it's a recording, for all we know, the soldiers who made it are dead.
Yeah.
The only way to find out is to reach.
We could die trying, Frank.
It's a way they can send a message to them.
So we have to try and get there.
Get there how?
Oh, they have a... Oh, he's a taxi driver. I thought it was a SWAT van for a second.
Let's just get it done.
They gotta find a fuel somewhere as well along the way, though. He's loving it.
World's worst place to get a flat, huh?
Agreed.
Yeah, that really was a shit idea. Oh, it's all rats.
Only infected.
Yeah, it was stupid going under the tunnel. Oh, they're trying to change the tyre right now. I thought they would just run and abandon the car.
Almost.
Get the tire on.
Right.
Get it on. Hannah, come on.
3, 2, 1. Drop it.
Come on. Lift it up. Fuck it up.
I don't know what to think of Frank at the moment. He just put all of their lives at risk. And it looked like he was just having fun. It seems like Frank doesn't really care. And that's Jim wooing, though. But it's like the exhilaration of finally getting away. How is there so much left? I thought that it would have been ransacked. They seem to really not care about the noise. I would have thought I would have just been silent the whole time as much as possible.
Irradiated.
Is this a hallucination? There's no way that the apples would still be there. That looks like a painting or something. There are some films where I just wish they weren't filmed on digital like this, because it really hasn't held up well, like the resolution wise. Get fuel from the tanker, but
Stay close, Jim.
yeah, there might be people around. It was almost like it could be a trap. It just left there. I think the whole Manchester thing could be a trap as well, you know? There looked like a body down there. Oh yeah, it's all about... No, he should get out of there. There's too many bodies. One of them could just wake up and might just be infected. I can sense like a jump scare coming on. Okay, so he got to the... He can't do it, it's a kid. Who said I hate you? Did the kid say I hate you? Is there like still some humanity in them? So the turbines are spinning. Maybe they're generating some power. I'm pretty sure you have to physically like turn them on for them to spin like that. So there needs to be some power to turn them on in the first place. Some nice scenery here. Them just out in a field, and eating some good food as well.
Do you think they're infected?
Animals can get infected though, can't they? Because it started from the monkeys. You're just admiring the freedom, how nature's coming back a bit.
Well, she's got a dad and he's got his daughter, so...
They're still happy together, but they did lose the mum, right?
When I said that staying alive is as good as it gets.
There's more to dream for.
Late. Think we better stay here for the night.
No, I would want to say somewhere more secure. This is very open. I don't know what's better. Open because there's lots of visibility, or like in a room. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, he sees him as like a father figure a bit now.
Door.
I do love the concept of them going on a road trip in a black cab. It's just so British.
Must be Manchester.
The whole of Manchester, the whole city.
The crew's to put it out.
All just burnt down. Wow. Come on. That's good. Just building the tension. Slow reveal. So it's still on fire. Are they going to be all right driving with all this smoke and everything? And there's been no rain recently. The last 10 days they said, but that was in London, so might be different up north. But if it's summer, it might just be very dry days.
This is it.
Okay, there's some military vehicles. It looks like it could be promising. There's a helicopter. Food looks like it was left out.
Did they leave?
I don't like this. I think we should go.
No!
They're all too loud, shouting and slamming doors. Why would they abandon the vehicles? Were they all infected?
Have to go.
Yeah.
Go fucking where?
This was like their dream, like their goal, aiming to go here. I have a bad feeling Frank's gonna get attacked in a second. It's like we're seeing this perspective from someone in that car about to jump out at him.
Get out of it.
Is the crow signaling at something though? It's like... Oh, here we go. Right in his eye.
I love you very much.
Oh no.
Keep away from me. Stay where you are. Keep away! Keep away!
What's wrong?
He's like fighting it back. Jim can't do it. Oh, he was shot. So there are other people here. So there was actually a military presence here. Or at least a few people that have guns. Oh, Christopher Eccleston. This is before he was Doctor Who as well. Yeah, this is going to be tough on Hannah. Oh, I thought it was Hannah trying to escape, but it's just the soldiers fucking about. Does she blame herself?
She's strong and she'll cope just like I'll cope and just like you'll cope.
I don't want her to have to fucking cope.
Shouldn't have got attached. Yeah, she's thinking she should have just left it. Never have gone to the beacon they sent out.
Answer to infection.
Yeah, do they actually have it? They said that on the broadcast. It might just been a lie.
Here. Though it may not be quite what you imagined.
The ground with tripwires and landmines.
If there's tripwires and landmines, that means escaping is harder.
Meet Mela.
So they've caught one, yeah.
The idea was to learn something about infection. And eventually he'll tell me how long the infected take to starve to death.
Yeah, if they will starve to death. Like, he was like throwing up blood there. There's only so much you can like chuck up like that. Did Jim hear that kid talk before? Because there might be some humanity left in them. Right there at the end, he was like almost looking like he was asking for help. It's quite a menacing shot, that, him walking through the red like that.
Omelette! You prepared a feast, Jones.
Honour of our guests, sir.
They need to ration out the food though, don't they? They need to get an operation where they're growing stuff.
Did you notice while cooking that these eggs are off?
I thought the salt might cover the taste, sir.
You don't want to eat something bad and everyone falls sick, you know? someone coming to attack, or some infected is coming. Oh, they have a siren. That's just going to attract more though. Oh, there's lots of them. You don't want to waste all your resources as well, because we're only like a month into all of this and they're using a lot of bullets right now. You need to just have like loads of barbed wire so they take themselves out without using the bullets, you know? Guns just don't seem to be the best option. Guns and explosions.
You want to get your hands on a really big shot? Well, you just come and see me.
Fuck you.
Easy, Tiger. You don't want to go picking a fight with me, son.
Oh shit. Oh, I thought that was Jim that they...
Resecure the perimeter, sir.
Then get to it.
I thought that was Jim that he hit. Yeah, they're all a bit boisterous, aren't they?
We're very grateful for your protection and just haven't found other people. But if we're going to stay here...
Who have you killed?
I haven't killed
Since
any.
it began, who have you killed? You wouldn't be alive now if you hadn't killed somebody.
The kid, yeah.
Kill a boy.
I understand. I promised them women. 8 days ago, I found Jones with his gun in his mouth. Moved us from the blockade. I set the radio broadcasting, and I promised them women.
They promised that women would come to, so there'd be a future. And now one has come, so they're all after her.
Jim,
Come on! Get in the car, we go!
There's... Okay, so Farrell's helping. He actually has a conscience.
But I can't let them go.
So they just want to keep Selena and Hannah here as just like, you know, get them pregnant, basically.
Starting the world again when the rest of the fucking world hasn't even stopped.
But they said there was infections in Paris and New York, but you don't know.
Right now, TVs are playing and planes are flying in the sky, and the rest of the world is continuing.
Would they have just abandoned England though? Just cut it off, yeah. Are they just releasing these two? It's just this, like, they take them hit. Is this where they take people to execute? There's bodies and stuff all around.
Put your shoe on. Why? Because fucking quicker.
I reckon the guy might kill Mitchell.
No, you won't.
Darius might kill Mitchell.
I'm gonna enjoy this. Stupid cunt! Hey, do ya?
Oh yeah, gave Jim a good opportunity to escape. Oh, that was good. Oh, jump the wall. He should have kept his green jacket if he could.
He's dead.
Yeah, and if he could just die out there. He's got to return to save them then. Save Selena and Hannah. Oh, there's a plane. Is that showing that the rest of the world is fine? Or is this someone coming to help? That looks quite high altitude.
It so happens that the lady of the house has an extensive wardrobe.
You can't do it to Hannah.
This is a lot darker than I thought it'd be. I mean, like, I knew it was a zombie film, but this plot point, yikes. This isn't where I was expecting it to go. Okay, now. She's doing that to get to his weapon.
You need to leave me alone with Hannah.
Or maybe he does have a bit of a conscience, I don't know.
Leave these, Hannah. Okay? Come on.
I'll put her to sleep.
Are you trying to kill me?
Making you not care. Okay.
Blockade!
Is it Jim? Yeah. How is Jim gonna fight back against them or something? He could just bring a bunch of infected with him. Yeah, he's starting the siren to attract everyone. But it's just like a maze round here, so if he can pick them off one by one, it might be okay for him. If he can get a gun, then he's got a huge advantage. Okay, this is really cool. Ooh, I like the way how they're like portraying Jim here. He was just kind of hidden in the shadows. He feels very epic. It feels like there's almost been a transformation, him becoming more heroic. He just placed the guy's body there. So he took out him, got his gun probably. Who was that? Was that an infected? They're all coming in. Okay, so one of the guys stayed. The two of them. Oh, is he going to release him? That could backfire if they attack Hannah and Selena.
Those pills. I think they're having an effect. Don't feel sleepy.
I hope Hannah... I have this feeling that Hannah's going to die. Or is this like an act by her? I was thinking zombie comes in and attacks Hannah and she doesn't care because of the pills.
I don't think they are coming back. I think they've been killed. Fine, really.
Yeah, she's completely out of it. Why is he shooting in the air? Oh, now they're both infected. Can they smell him? Is he going to be fine in there? Oh, this is that iconic music that I've heard before. I thought this music played when he was looking at Big Ben, you know? But I guess they leave it right to the end of the movie. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, secret passageways, yeah. Oh, this music is so great. It's just iconic, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. What is she up to? Oh, photo of the dad, the family. This music's just building and building, isn't it? I forgot the name of the guy they had trapped up. It's almost like he's getting revenge on them, you know? I like these close-up shots are cool. It's almost like it's brutal and smashing the head. The speech that Christopher Eccleston's character gave, it was almost like stirred him on. Oh, right in his eyes. My God. Does she think he's infected? Yeah.
It was longer than a heartbeat.
That slight hesitation is what saved him as well.
We're gonna be okay. It's not all fucked.
What about Hannah and Christopher Eccleston? Oh.
But I thought he was biting you.
Kissing. Stop.
It's a long story.
Yeah, she is.
You killed all my boys. Wait.
Oh. Is she just gonna crash it? Oh. It's definitely like that guy's getting revenge for all the experimenting they did on him. Probably shouldn't let Hannah be driving. Is it ending there? Or is it 28 days later after that? Is there a prologue? So they took him to the hospital and he was in another coma for 28 days. That was cool. There was this shot where it was like upside down and it said hell in the corner. Oh, she was spelling out help on the hill with cloths. Is this a helicopter coming in to save them? Or a jet plane? Yes, it felt more like a jet, the way it flew over like that. Maybe some of the infected were dying because they hadn't eaten. It looked like that one was really malnourished. Oh, they didn't seem shocked at him waking up. Maybe he was just waking up for the day then. He wasn't actually asleep all that time. Oh, is it hello, not help?
Do you think he saw us this time?
I'm glad it had a happier ending for how dark it was. Okay, that was 28 days later. I really enjoyed that. You know, it's great to see some of these movies that I haven't before. They're so iconic. The music in this was great. There's that iconic song that just has that slow build, and it's just great. It adds so much tension and this just kind of feeling of epicness to the scene, because I didn't know how it was used. I thought it was used on the scene on the bridge where he sees Big Ben and he is like realizing all of these, you know, all of these things that the world has kind of been thrown into chaos. But it's actually used, it was almost like it was used for this huge portion at the end, like the last final act, this kind of action scene. And it was just so epic. It just added so much, you know? I think for me, music is kind of a key part of filmmaking, and getting that experience through music is just really vital, that the music captures the right tone, because it can either take you out or just completely immerse you in a story, you know what I mean? So this was actually a lot darker than I was expecting. Like, I knew it would be zombies and maybe it'd be a bit gory, but I wasn't expecting the plot point with the army and what they intended for Hannah and Selena. You know, they basically just wanted them to be there to just be bred and just, you know, produce children, because they saw it as like the future of humanity. But I'm not sure like how much that ideology actually played into it, because at points it just seemed like it was just because they were men and they were after pleasure, you know. It was like part of that as well, and they were just kind of using the future of humanity excuse for that as an excuse. Yeah, so I wasn't expecting it to kind of delve into that territory, you know. I did think there would be something up with where they were going, and you know, you're like going to this location, you get there, everyone's friendly, and then eventually it kind of breaks down. It's a bit of a trope where you think you can trust someone and then there's like a darker side to it, you know. One thing I wish this film did differently was how it was filmed, just because I'm guessing it was shot digital because of how kind of low the resolution was. I don't know the budget of this film, but it seems like quite low budget, you know, comparatively. You know, there was a lot of things they had to spend money on, especially kind of like with the locations, having to close down the bridges in London and all of these other, you know, big locations. There was this like mansion that they were in at the end. So I imagine that is a big portion of the budget. But it just felt, I wish it was filmed on film, because movies kind of from this era, kind of like 90s, early 2000s up until the 2010s, where they're filmed on digital and they're filmed on kind of like a low resolution, just lose out on so much detail, and the filmmaking just, you know, it gets affected because of that. Like, there's this one shot of all of these flowers, and the shot looked like it was almost a painting, the way it was done. It just, you know, you just lose a lot of detail, when with film they can remaster it, you know, just scan the film again and they haven't lost any detail at all. You know, I think nowadays it's okay to film digital because the kind of improvement isn't as much, you know, going from 4K to 8K to 16K to 32K. It's like incremental improvements. It's not big leaps like it is going from like 1440p to 1080p, you know. I thought most of the performances here were really good. Cillian Murphy was great. He's kind of like the audience stand-in, discovering this world alongside with us because he's been in this coma. And we have Selena, who's like this kind of stereotypical kind of, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's kind of like the woman who's like very adept at everything. She's like very good at everything. She's not a Mary Sue, you know, but she's like very good. I thought the child acting with Hannah wasn't like amazing. It was like the first scene where she had a talking role, I actually thought her lines were like dubbed over for a second because it didn't quite match the mouth movements. That might have just been something to do with the resolution again, but it just like, I didn't think her performance was like mind-blowing. It was like serviceable at some points, but some points it did feel like it detracted a little bit. I really liked seeing Jim's kind of transformation, how at the start he was very timid, but by the end, you know, there's the point where he has that turning point where he has to kill the kid, and then by the end of the movie he is, you know, there's like this full-on action scene where he's like hunting them down and it's shot really cool. He just feels almost like an action hero. I really like, there's this trope of like the character gets kicked out of somewhere, then has to return. It reminded me a bit of like Django Unchained, where Django gets kicked out and then he returns epically to fight them all back. This is kind of what that reminded me of a bit. And he had like, you know, Jim was like setting traps and was finding ways to take care of them, releasing that zombie that they had captured. You know, there's a lot of really cool things there in that finale that I really liked. And I really liked some of the friendship aspect where, you know, we have this ragtag group. We have Jim, Selena, Hannah, and Frank. And then Frank's like the father figure and he's the one driving them up. I love the idea of having a road trip in a black cab during a zombie apocalypse. That just sounds like a great concept. That sounds like a great pitch, you know? So I thought like that dynamic with those four was really good. And just seeing some of the lighter moments where like having dinner and just like having fun interacting, I really liked those. It's quite wholesome. And of course, we eventually lose Frank, which was really heartbreaking. I didn't cry, but I could feel it happening, you know, a bit of tearing up. And it was all, you know, a lot of the problems you face here were consequences of your own actions. Frank died because he got angry that there was no one there at the blockade. And then again, there was that problem when Frank just like, I don't know, it seemed almost out of character when he like drove over all of the shrapnel in the tunnel and then it caused them to burst a tire. I was expecting there to be more of a backlash from the others about that, but they just kind of got on with it, I guess, you know? I did find Frank's character quite hard to pin down. Like, were we supposed to view him as a father figure or were we supposed to view him as like reckless? Because he does a lot of things here that did put them in danger, you know? But it's like not enough things that is like makes you hate the character, you know? Because you still really like him because of his personality. I liked how they kind of led the lines between zombie and madness, I guess, because they said like everyone was filled with rage, and that's kind of how this infestation manifests. It's like all of these zombies are like people who are like super enraged and they're like chasing after people. And then we see at the end with Jim how he's like fighting these people off and he was attacking people, and then Selena thought he was infected at one point and was like about to kill him. And it's a great moment because it calls back to earlier when she was like, I would kill you in a heartbeat, but there was a slight bit of hesitation, and that was what she needed to see that it was actually him and not him just being infected. I really liked that. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment or even subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. At the moment, Social Blade says I should reach that around the 10th of January. So I think we could do it, you know, it's possible. So if you really like this video, be sure to subscribe and keep up to date for all the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.